All right, it's season 3 and it's giblet time. I'm going to show you how to make a perfect giblet gravy. Show you how to get this done. So most people have a lot of problems making gravy. Now, link in the description to this stock we made. You're going to see the stock being made, and it's going to show you how to make the stock. Once you get the stock made, we've got our giblets over here, and we've got some turkey butt, which is turkey tail in there, and we got some backs of the turkey that we pulled apart. We used a pressure cooker, and you're going to see that when you see this video here on the stock. So let's get this going. The gravy itself. Olive oil. This is not your traditional gravy. Usually you would make a roll and you put it in the pan and cook it down with butter. I'll show you a fast, easy way how to do this. Get this done easy. I actually had a French cook show me this. It's a very fast, easy shortcut to making a really good gravy, and it takes no time. You don't have to cook it down either. So we're just going to get this mixed up, just like that. We're going to add just a little bit more flour to this. So the flour is going to bind this together. And you're just going to go nice and easy till you get the right consistency. You don't need a lot. Now I'm using olive oil because olive oil is just, it's good gravy. And you're not putting bad things in there like butter, so if you want a nice healthy gravy, you can do that. I'm just going to keep stirring it till I get all lumps. And when you're using the oil, there really is no lumps. You can see it, it's just pretty much smooth. And this way your gravy doesn't lump up on you. So I'm going to use some more flour. And we're going to get this like a paste. Just like that. First time I ever saw this, I said, wow, that's not going to work. And I tried it, and lo and behold, it saved a lot of time. And you could just leave it like this for the holiday time. You could just leave it like this in this form. And I'll show you how to get this going on the stove. So we're going to go like that. And then we're going to even go in with just a little bit more flour, because it's still not where I want it. And you can imagine using all this flour, how much gravy this is going to make. This is going to make a huge pot of gravy. So this is almost like a half a cup of flour. Probably around there. Maybe a little bit better than a half. But just judge it out. If you make a mistake, you can either add more oil or add more flour. But it should be to the point where you can't even move it anymore. It's just thick. Like that. Like Elmer's glue. Alright. And there you have it. Just keep stirring and then you'll get all your lumps out of there. You don't have to worry about your lumps. Alright, there it is. Alright, so we're going to stir this just a little bit more, and we're going to meet you onto the stove to bring this gravy together. Don't go anywhere. Alright, so we got our chicken stock ready to go in the pot. Now I heated my pot up, and I'm going to just eyeball how much gravy I want. And I think I'm going to use it all. Good amount of gravy. Now I could have held some to the side, just in case it gets too thick, but I can always add a little bit of water in here because this is straight chicken stock. Homemade. Now I'm going to take my flour. I'm going to start to get my flour in. Just a little bit. I've done this 1,000 times, so this is why I can pretty much judge this out. Just going to stir this around. And right now I have the stove on high. And what I'll do Let's just put this here like that and get it started. And we're going to get a little bit more in there. And I'm going to hold back the rest. Now the reason why I didn't put our meat in, we got our giblets and stuff here, the reason why I didn't put this in is because I'm going to whisk this. And with the whisk, it's going to make it pretty hard to spin around with giblets in there. So we're going to get our consistency, and then we're going to put our cooked giblets and turkey in there. And that's what we want to do. So here's our whisk. I got this on high right now. So what I want to do is just get this a little bit turned down on lower. And I'm just going to stir in as I go along. This could be very deceiving, and then she's going to start to thicken up. So you just got to keep adding and thickening. And if you need to make more gravy with the flour and the oil, you can do that. So we're going to just go like that. Now everything's in our broth. I didn't taste it, and we can taste the gravy later on. And you don't want to start adding stuff now because it's going to evaporate some of the water, and you could start off not salty, evaporate some of this water, make it thicker, and before you know it, it's too salty. Alright, so we're just going to add more. And it's going to take a little bit to get there. And we'll just keep adding more. I have some more of this made, and I keep this on hand, especially around the holiday time. I have a bit more of this made, so what I'll do is I'll stir this some more, and I'll just go in the fridge and get the rest. So if it doesn't thicken up for me in time, and just go really slow with it. This is going to take about 10 minutes to get it where you want. Just adding a little bit more and stirring slowly, just like I'm doing. So I'm going to keep this process and keep it going, and go in my fridge and get a little bit more of this. And then we're going to meet you back here to put these giblets in when we get our right consistency and our heat. But just keep your heat on medium, just like that, and just keep doing what I'm doing. Don't stop stirring. Whatever you do, don't stop stirring. But you see, there's no lumps already. It's coming out nice and clean. And I'm just going to keep stirring and letting that water evaporate off. 10 minutes and you'll have the perfect gravy. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Alright, so I decided not to put any more in here because it thickened up already. And I'm just cooking down the flour and cooking out that raw flour, and that's what you're going to want to do. So you're going to want to just keep stirring it just like that. And it can be very deceiving because I didn't add any more to here. You guys saw what I put in here, and you saw how much liquid was in here. And like I said, if you go overboard on that flour and oil mixture, you're going to have to add more water, which is going to kind of kill your flavor. So you don't want to do that. So what I'm doing right now, before I get my gizzards in here, and they're also going to thicken things up. And depending on how you want your gravy, it's going to tighten up when you let it cool anyway. So you let this sit out for a couple hours, and it's going to tighten up by itself anyway. So don't make it too tight, because it's not going to loosen. It's just going to get thicker as you go along. And if you save this for tomorrow and heat it back up, you'll have to add some more water to it because it's going to be really thick. So what I'll do from here is I'll give it a try. See how we are on salt and pepper, and I'm going to add everything before I get those gizzards in there. Salt level, everything is pretty much spot on because we made the broth itself. We made the beautiful stock. So right now, I'm not going to add anything. Maybe just a touch more black pepper, and that's it. But look how thick that's getting. So what I'll do is just add just a little bit of black pepper to here, because I like a little black pepper in my gravy. I'm going to stir this in. No more salt. And it's a matter of taste with the salt, but I think gravy should not have a lot of salt because you want to taste your food. All right, so we got that mixed in. And let's go in with our meat. There we go. And now I'm going to use a spoon just to stir that in. Look at that. Now these are soft because they came out of the pressure cooker. All the meat's soft. And you just want to get a couple of giblets in there. You don't want to overload anybody with a bunch of giblets. And that meat from the neck is just going to kind of float in there and break off in there. And it just looks great. So now we got a beautiful gravy. And we're going to cook this off for about 20 minutes on low. Let it thicken up. Let all those gizzards flavor it. And we're good to go. That's it. Now you guys just learned how to make a beautiful gravy. And look how thick that got. Beautiful. All right, we're going to meet you back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, here it is, giblet gravy. Let's show you what we got. So this is our giblet gravy. Let's give it a stir and show you the consistency now. And that's what you want. So if you're going to heat this up the next day, I don't suggest putting water in here. You could put wine. Now tomorrow when I heat this up, I'm actually going to dump a little Marsala wine in here. And you can see the consistency of this. Just like that. And it's going to thicken up because it's still really hot. And when I serve this, I usually serve it just like this on the table. And I usually just take a bunch of parsley just like this. Drop it in the middle. Just like that. And it's this beautiful presentation for your gravy. And just put the hood off to the side. Like that. There it is. And let's give that a little shot. Get some of that meat in there. Excellent. Not overcomplicated. You can taste all those giblets in there. And it's just a really classic traditional gravy. Something like Julia Childs will put out. That's what you're looking for, just classic, traditional. And if you want to switch it up the next day, add some Marsala in, add some favorite wine in, add a little sherry in, just to warm it back up. And that's it. And if you like this video, and more videos are about to come, please hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that little bell so you get all those notifications first. We're going to leave a link in the description. This way you see this plated up for a Thanksgiving meal. Until next time, we enjoyed having you.